Welcome to the fourth part of these 100 important topics in organic chemistry, and in this video we are going to talk about the rearrangement reaction of the 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane system, where one group will be like this OH group or it may be NH2 group, and another group will be some leaving group like OTS or another NH2 group which will be diazotized to form N2 plus as a leaving group, or it may be OMS group. In general we say leaving group. So our general pattern of reaction is this is some nucleophilic group, like we can represent it by X, which has lone pair, and here we have some leaving group. Now it can have several orientations. For example, this X may be axial or it may be equatorial, or this L may be axial or equatorial, and depending on that we can have 4 substrates. Now if you don't have any group over here, if this position you have only hydrogen, then they can flip. So these structures can flip and you can have this type of structure where X and L are equatorial. But if this position is locked with tert butyl group, then this flipping is not possible, so that you have to remember. Now we will show the examples where tert butyl group is present and then flipping is not possible. So in this regard we can have all these 4 options. So let me first draw it and copy it first. So I will first copy it. Okay, so this is one, another will be this, and this is one. Okay, now 4 options are there. Either this OH and OTS, that is the leaving group, it can be both axial, or it may be the OH is axial and this OTS is equatorial, or both this OH and OTS they are equatorial, or OH is equatorial but OTS is axial. So these 4 options are possible, and all these 4 molecules when treated with, let's say, sodium hydroxide, what will be the product? That is our point of interest. So this is a all these problem, to solve all these 4 problems you have to remember one thing, that is the bond which is anti-parallel to this OTS. In every case you have to find out the bond which is anti-parallel to this OTS. So let us first take this example and let us see what can happen from there. So our first case is where we have OH axial and OTS, this is also axial. Now when you treat this with sodium hydroxide, first sodium hydroxide will deprotonate from here, so we will get O minus. Now if you consider the sigma star of this bond, you can see there is no such anti-parallel bonds, but this oxygen O minus is perfectly oriented so that it can do a backside attack that can kick off this OTS group. So in this case the product we will get is the epoxide, like this. So this epoxide product we will get out of this reaction. So when we have both OH and OTS axial, we will get the epoxide. Now the second case is when this O minus is axial but this OTS group is equatorial. Now if you consider the sigma star bond, you can see to this sigma star bond, this particular sigma bond is anti-parallel. So this sigma star and this sigma, they are anti-parallel. So when O minus push back, this bond will migrate over here and this OTS goes. So from here we will get this molecule, and here you can see we will get this aldehyde, right? So we will have a ring contraction. So in case of when the OTS is equatorial, we will get ring contraction. Similar thing will happen when the OTS is equatorial and the O minus is also equatorial, because when this O minus push back, again this bond can migrate and OTS can go to give the same product. So when OTS is equatorial, it doesn't matter whether the OH group is axial or equatorial, but you will get the same product, that is the ring contracted aldehyde. And the last possibility is when the OH is, let's say, last option will be when the OH is equatorial but OTS is axial. Now in this case, when O minus push back, you can see this hydrogen is actually anti-parallel to this OTS. So with its bond electron, it can migrate over here to kick off this OTS, and that will give you this ketone over here, so cyclohexanone. So all these three products you can get, either cyclohexanone or this epoxide or this aldehyde. Now when the OTS is equatorial, you will get this aldehyde, and when the OTS is axial, depending on whether the OH group is equatorial or axial, you can either get epoxide or the ketone. Now this is the case, this is only one product you will get when this tert-butyl group is there, because ring flipping is not possible. But let's say you don't have the tert-butyl group, so now ring flipping is possible. And let's say here you have OH group and here you have NH2 group. So if you treat this with NaNO2 HCl, so it will make this NH2 as N2 plus. Okay, so this is another variation, it again converted to the leaving group. Now this can flip, so if flipping occur, what you will get, you will get the OH over here, and the N2 will now become, so here if it flips, the OH will be here and the N2, what it will be, it will be here, right? So this is how it will be. Now in this case, or rather it will be like this. Now from this particular structure, when this oxygen lone pair will push, these will migrate and you will have this 5-membered aldehyde. But from this particular structure, you can see when this oxygen push, this hydride will shift to here and it will go. So from here you will get the cyclohexanone product. So you have to remember whether the tert-butyl group is there or not. If the tert-butyl group is there, then you cannot flip the molecule, but if tert-butyl group is not there, then you can flip the molecule and you can have two possibilities. So this is the thing you have to remember, and all these four products are possible. So from this particular topic, question comes in exam and you can easily do it. What you have to do is you have to find out the anti-parallel bond or anti-parallel orbital, and then you can easily do it. So I hope that it will help you in your preparation. Thank you for watching. If you are new in this channel, subscribe this channel and also share this video with your friends.